What is up, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video on YouTube, and today we're going to be doing our 100 Q&A subscriber special. So for those that are wondering, just recently here on this channel we reached 100 subscribers, and wow, it feels amazing. For a while I was stuck in 90 subscribers. Early in January I was in 78 subscribers, and it's just amazing knowing how many people watch my content. It's just amazing knowing how things change, how many people hit that subscribe button. So it's an amazing thing, and I decided let's do a Q&A special, and today we're gonna be doing a Q&A special. So on today's video, I on a few days, like a week ago, on Instagram, I dropped an image that I'm gonna pop up here on the screen, that I said, I'm going to be hosting a Q&A special for y'all guys. So comment down below some questions. And I got a lot of questions, so I'm going to today be reading off all those questions. So this is actually my fourth attempt at making this video, because I was messing up a ton the other videos and I got interrupted a lot. So this is my fourth attempt at this video, and it's really annoying, and it's really it was annoying how long it took me. Now I have to read them again. So if I sound like I've already answered them, like if I sound kind of annoyed when reading these questions, then you guys know why. I'm trying to sound as happy as I can, because the last time I think I accidentally forgot to connect my microphone, and so I had to connect it again, because stupidly my stupid self didn't understand that I had to connect the microphone, because I accidentally forgot to. There's like this little wire right here that clearly I need to put in, and it's really annoying knowing that I just didn't connect it. All right, so I did this exclusively on Instagram, because Instagram, I do have a lot of subscribers there on Instagram. So if you're new to the channel, and if you ever want to be updated, or do you want to be on a potential future Q&A, then please follow me on Instagram, Isaac the Film Geek. If you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button, turn on notification bells, because here on this channel we talk about movies, movie news, and everything movie related. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then you're in the right place. I'm about to hit the screen record. Also, I have a podcast edition. This video will actually be first dropping in the podcast edition. For those that are listening to the podcast, you're welcome, because I gave you guys the early edition by a few hours, but still. So for those that are right now on YouTube, please go ahead and go to the link down below on SoundCloud, because that is where I will be having a podcast. I'll be doing podcasts there. I'll be dropping some episodes there. Not as often as YouTube. YouTube is still my main priority, but I am dropping the Q&A there early on. So for those that are watching YouTube, if you ever want to have an early Q&A like this, or you want to just listen to some movie talk podcasts, then go ahead, follow me on SoundCloud. We are working on putting this on iTunes and Spotify, and hopefully this episode will eventually be there. That's actually why my intro said it's a podcast, because this really technically is a podcast episode, but I am also uploading it on YouTube. So for those that are listening to the podcast and wondering why I'm talking like this, it's because this is also for my YouTube channel. And for those watching on YouTube, then go to my SoundCloud, because over there it's where I'm going to do it. All right, so now let's get into the questions. So I put some hearts on the questions that I'm going to be answering today, and here basically it is. Here's the post. I got a few questions right here, and I'm going to be reading all the questions. So let's get into it. The first one is from the Wasteland Reviewer. If you had a friend who was new to cinema, what film would you show them? And that was actually a good question. That was actually my favorite question, because I've never been asked that. You always get questions like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite comedy movie? What's a movie you recommend to me? But I've never been asked, I've never been asked to recommend a movie to someone who's never seen movies, because typically when someone asks me, hey, do you have any movie recommendations, I'll typically ask, what kind of genre do you like? Do you like romance? Do you like comedies? Do you like science fiction? Because when I know what you're into, it's really easy to tell which film you could more want. Like, for example, if I'm told you like comedy, then I'll probably recommend you a movie like 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is hilarious, one of the best comedies of all time. But yeah, this one was one that I answered that was really intriguing, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Avatar. James Cameron's Avatar, to be specific. And the reason why I say James Cameron's Avatar is because that film has a lot of things that I feel like someone in the general audience would love to see. There's beautiful action, there's beautiful everything. It's just so amazingly beautiful and spectacle and just great. And then there's great action. And I feel like someone who's the general audience, I feel like I could specifically, go ahead and tell them to watch Avatar, because that one seems like something that they would like. And this one took a while, so maybe there's another movie I would recommend. There's a lot of movies I would recommend. And let's be for real, Avatar is not that big of a movie. It's not a big cinematic, it's not a Godfather-like film where it's an Oscar-worthy film or something like that. So let's be very clear about that. Although it's all subjective at the end of the day. But Avatar to me has a lot of the things that someone in the general audience would like. And I feel like if you're just getting into film for the first time, I do think Avatar is easy to follow. And another good thing is it's not part of a cinematic universe. So you don't have to worry about previous film. You don't have to worry about future films. You're just there in that moment. Although they are going to be making more Avatar movies, still, that's just the way I see it. All right, next question. Man, I'm actually going to go the other way because I was reading those first questions too many. All right, Detox with P-Talks draws. Tarantino or Scorsese? That one's tough. I think Tarantino and Scorsese both have amazing films. I would say I'm about to say my two favorite from each of them. Tarantino, to me, his best film ever has been Pulp Fiction, and Scorsese's best film ever has been Goodfellas. Or to me personally, I like Goodfellas so much, and I would go ahead and say that. But who do I prefer? Man, that's tough. Tarantino and Scorsese, no doubt about it, are two of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Both of them are great. I will say the Scorsese. Oh, crap. Oh man, wait. Let me turn that on again. All right, so I'm back on the phone, but I will say this: both of them are amazing. Although I will say Scorsese has such an annoying fan base. Like Scorsese fans, if you say you like Marvel movies, they'll be like, you don't like real movies. You're not a real movie. To me, if you like movies, then you're a movie fan. Whether it's one movie, whether it's two movies, whatever kind of movie it is, you're a movie fan at the end of the day. Because the beautiful thing about the film fan community is how different we are, how diverse we are, and how we like different things. And I think that's the beauty of cinema, and I feel like more fans need to appreciate that more when the more we go into it. But I don't know who I would say is better. I think I'm going to go ahead with Scorsese. I think Scorsese, I don't know, it's just tough, but I think I would go ahead and say Scorsese is the better of the directors. But it's just my subjective opinion. Oh, well. Next question by Lit Alex. Would you work for the movie industry? If so, what position would you like to be? This technically isn't in the industry. I just got a new follower. That's weird. I wouldn't want to be an actor or a director because those seem too busy. Those seem really difficult. Those seem really hard. Directors and actors, I think that's the two hardest jobs in Hollywood. Being a producer is also really hard. There's a lot of things. So I would go ahead and say maybe film pundit or film critic. I do think those are two good jobs. Although they're technically not industry-wide. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people don't consider them industry. I do consider them industry. I would more want to be a pundit or a critic. I'd rather be a pundit because pundits get to discuss film, dissect film, and talk to other people about movies. And that's my favorite part about being a movie fan, where I can just talk to other people about the amazing world of cinema. And yeah, so that, to answer your question, I would be a film pundit or film critic. So next question by Detox with P Draws. This is the second question. Most excited film of 2021. It's Godzilla vs. Kong. I really like that. Snyder Cut, as excited as I am, and I'm not expecting Godzilla vs. Kong to be the cinematic masterpiece. I'm not expecting it to even be in my top 100 films of all time, although I don't have a technical list of that because that's too many movies to count. I would go ahead and say that I would probably say Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm sorry, it's out of all the trailers, it's the one that got me way more excited. All right, next question by Lit Alex again. If you could get a sequel or a reboot to any movie, which would you choose? So I'm gonna answer both the sequel and the reboot question. If I got to choose a sequel, I would go ahead and say a Star Wars film directed by Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. I do think he is perfect for Star Wars. So if I had to choose a sequel, I would go ahead and choose Steven Spielberg. Now for reboots, this one is going to sound controversial. This one is definitely controversial. Because this movie is so beloved by many that if you even think about a reboot, you're seeing like betraying it. And this is one of my favorite movies of all time. But that is a Back to the Future film directed by James Gunn. I love Back to the Future. Back to the Future is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I have such a soft spot for Back to the Future, and I love Back to the Future. However, I do think that in a modern generation, a Back to the Future film would work. And I would actually even say this. I would cast Tom Holland to be a Marty McFly-like character. Of course, they're both, Tom Holland and Marty McFly are kind of too different, but I do think having Tom Holland in a time travel movie, kind of playing like a Marty McFly kind of role, that would be very cool to see. And James Gunn, being the goofy director that he is, I think he could tackle on a Back to the Future film. And look, I'm not saying reboot as in recast the actors and say this is a different universe. What I would say is more maybe a sequel, like, or maybe an Elseworld story or something like that. But it is what it is. Next question by Jose JRH CTX. By the way, here's my Star Wars case. I don't know if I've ever shown it on the channel, but sorry for those people that are watching the podcast edition, because I often reference things that you can see on the camera, but because of that, you guys are probably not able to see any of that. But anyways, what would you do if DC hires you to work for them? So first off, I'd question why they'd hire me. I mean, I'm just a 19-year-old who runs a YouTube channel that just talks about movies. I'm just a nerd in the movie space. So I would really be wondering why me out of everybody? Why me out of all the people you could hire? But my other question would be, what position would I be in? Would I be someone who's like in a Walter Amada position where I get to choose what happens? Or maybe I would be a director or something like that. What I'm going to assume you're asking is like what position, like if I was in charge of DC like Walter Amada. To be honest, I would push myself away from the Snyder vision. And what do I mean by that? I'm saying we're not going to have these Ben Affleck Batman movies. We're not going to have another Justice League. What I would do is chill out, take a break, maybe give a Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, get a Shazam 2, and keep on moving forward while also expanding the universe, like having a Black Adam movie, having multiple other characters. Maybe we'll get another Wonder Woman movie. Kind of slowly pace myself and keep on going and keep on moving to then eventually maybe having a Justice League movie where we have like Pattinson's Batman teaming up with Henry Cavill's Superman and Ezra Miller's Flash or something like that. So that's just a little thought I have. I would say the first new character I would want to put out, and by new character I mean like a character that hasn't been introduced in DC, who I would give a movie to help expand the universe. Man, that's a tough one. There's a lot of great characters. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna make it super simple. A Green Lantern movie. We can't have DC without Green Lantern, man. We gotta get that Green Lantern solo movie, man. So I would go ahead and greenlit a Green Lantern movie, and go on with that. It's tough. I have longer explanations, but it's tougher to explain everything. But all right, next one, Josh Rubio 04. Review memes on your channel. On this channel, we only talk about movies, movie news, and everything movie related. So it'd be very inappropriate of me to just change that up. It'd be wrong for the audience. And also, the reason why I remember for a while on this channel, for those that are very early on subscribers, like someone who subscribed from June, July, August, somewhere around that time, I did for a while experiment doing other kind of videos. I remember I named my channel Simp Patrol, where I wanted to do more of a commentary channel, kind of like a Diesel Patches, where I talk about stuff like maybe TikTok or stuff like similar like that where I just talk about it. But then I realized I was not passionate. I remember I went weeks without uploading, so I brought back the channel to be movie reviews. And because really the only thing I'm passionate on to talk about is movies. I like to talk about movie news, movie reviews, and everything movie related. So that's why I wouldn't do something like that. I do have a second channel called The Boy Issa. It's where I just do other videos. I have like 4 videos there where I'm talking about like Jake Paul, KSI, stuff like that. And I do technically have that second channel to do meme reviews. However, you know, I'm just not passionate about it, so I can't really do something like that. So, all right, next question. Picante Kevin, if you were to get canceled, what would it be for? All right, so that's a tough one. I honestly don't know what I could get canceled for. I don't know what stupid thing I've done that on social media, at least, where I could get canceled. We live in an era where cancel culture is too sensitive. We live in an era where Twitter is filled with a bunch of sensitive softies. I'm not saying that in the past that's not happened. Obviously, in the past we've had sensitive people. I would even say a lot of boomers are sensitive themselves. However, I think social media has shown us more of how sensitive people truly are, how you can get canceled for the smallest thing. So I would go ahead and say that something I could be canceled for is bashing cancel culture itself. I remember I did a live stream where I said cancel culture is just stupid and silly and it's pathetic, but I think that would be what would get me canceled. But yeah. Next question by the boy Biden. So favorite movie. I like the name. That's a funny name. But favorite movie. I'm actually gonna go ahead and go to this other post where I'm gonna show you guys this list that I have here. Here we go. My top 10 movies of all time, and right there you can see number 1, The Godfather. So right here, go ahead. Pause the video to see what my top 10 is, because I really don't want to discuss it, but here it is. It's a controversial list that I've yet to even discuss on this channel, but I would say my number 1 movie of all time is The Godfather. There's also other lists here, so I mean, if you're here on new to the channel, go ahead, follow me on Instagram if you want to see the what I have to discuss. But let me go back to the questions to answer. So where was I? I was in the boy Biden. Okay, I already read that one. All right. You said you don't like anime. Why are you reviewing anime now? Okay. In the last few years, I've said, this was before I even started watching anime. I started watching anime, when was it? Around, I think, October of 2020. That's when I watched my first anime, which was My Hero Academia. I finished the entire season 1. I hated it. I hated My Hero Academia. And then I watched One Punch Man season 1, and I really enjoyed it. Is it a masterpiece? Nope. But I had fun with it, and I really enjoyed it. And right now I'm currently watching Attack on Titan. I saw 2 episodes so far, and I like it. I've said in the past that it's not for me. It's just personally not for me. Anime in general has just never intrigued me. But ever since running this YouTube channel and growing it, it's kind of like I always ask people to recommend me movies and shows so I can discuss here on the channel. And one big thing I was being told to watch was animes. A lot of people like animes. A lot of my friends like animes. And so I decided to finally watch anime. Now, prior to this, the only animes I ever saw was Pokemon. And I saw maybe an episode of Dragon Ball Z here and there. And I saw there's this other anime that came on Cartoon Network. I don't remember what it was called, but to me, I always said it's just not my cup of tea. Although I did like Pokemon a lot growing up. I was a big Pokemon nerd when I was younger, but it just never was my cup of tea. So I decided to give it a chance. And so far, I can't generalize anime because I'd have to watch more. As a whole, anime, from everything I've seen, it still doesn't seem like it's my cup of tea, because My Hero Academia, I hated it. One Punch Man, even though I liked it and I had fun with it, I can't rewatch One Punch Man. I can't consider myself a One Punch Man fan. I did like that first season 1. However, it's just not something I can rewatch. I don't even feel like watching season 2. But yeah, and then Attack on Titan, even though those first 2 episodes were pretty good, it's just not looking like. Typically, when I'm seeing a series, I want to feel like yes, let's go the next episode. I'm excited to see what's next. When Attack on Titan, I'm more like, all right, good episode, let's keep going. Good episode, let's keep going, and that's how it's felt. And so, when you said you don't like anime, I'm not. I've never said I don't like anime, because I've said this before. I don't judge movies or shows that I don't watch, because at the end of the day, I can't judge. Like, there's people out there, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Big Bang Theory. I do kind of like it, but it's okay. You have a lot of people on Twitter putting out of context clips saying Big Bang Theory is bad because look what it sounds like without the laugh track. Well, that's not. You can't really form an opinion based on one clip. Now you can say, oh, this clip just didn't make it seem like something I want to watch. However, what you can't say is a show or movie is bad based off of something that you haven't seen yet. In anime, I've never said in the past that I don't like it. What I've said in the past is it just doesn't look like it's for me. It just doesn't. Now, watching these few ones, what I can say is I'm intrigued with some of them, but the others, if I can't consider myself a quote unquote anime fan. Yeah. And also, wait, what was the next question? Why are you reviewing anime now? Well, the reason why I'm reviewing it is because what I just said. Lots of people kept recommending it, and I decided, I'm going to give it a chance. And I'm reviewing it here because the whole point of reviews is to give you people my honest opinion. And personally, anime is just not for me. It's just not for me so far. It's kind of tough being like that because most of my friends are massive anime fans, and it is disappointing. But then again, I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and a lot of my friends don't watch Lord of the Rings. Or same thing with other franchises like Star Trek. I've never had a friend that likes Star Trek, and I like Star Trek a lot. All right, next question by Ford Drew XW. Space Jam or Space Jam? I love Space Jam, man. There's this new cool thing one thing I hate about social media is that it becomes a cool thing to hate something and say unpopular opinion or something like that. Like, I remember for a while, it was a popular thing to say unpopular opinion. Friends isn't that funny. And I hate when there's this trend, because it's like if you start disagreeing with them, they'll respond with, it's my unpopular. It's not unpopular because a lot of people are saying it too. It's not a personality to hate Friends. And what was I? And so now there's recently been this thing where, oh, I hate Space Jam. Space Jam is scum of film. To me, I just have fun with it. To me, a movie like Space Jam is not about plot. It's not about CGI. It's not about cinematography. To me, a film like Space Jam is just a movie you go in, you have fun, you have a great time, and you eat some popcorn. It's basically a popcorn flick. Just a movie you have fun with, and a movie you just enjoy. And that's the way I saw it. And Space Jam to me is just a fun movie, and it gives me nostalgia from my childhood. And I'm someone who will criticize things I like from my childhood. For example, when I was younger, I loved Shark Tales. The older I get, the more I don't like Shark Tales. Same thing with Shrek 3. And I'm about to say something controversial, but I don't think the Shrek movies are cinematic masterpiece. Now, Shrek 2 is close to that, but it's not a cinematic masterpiece. They're great films, and they're rewatchable films, but they are not cinematic masterpieces. To me personally, it's my subjective opinion. I'm not a nostalgic person per se, but this whole thing, I don't know. And it's become this whole thing. People are like, look how goofy it looks. Well, of course, the Space Jam movie is supposed to be goofy. But anyways, last few questions. Is Superman stronger than Goku? I don't know. Honestly, I think I said this earlier in the video. I've only really seen like 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I just didn't know it too much. I did, however, see Dragon Ball Broly a few years ago with a few friends. And I'm going to be honest, it just didn't look like it was my cup of tea. And I also didn't understand it. I forgot a lot of the things that happened in the movie, because the movie to me was very forgettable. But I do think Goku is probably stronger than Superman. However, to me, Superman is my childhood hero. I love Man of Steel. You'll never see a bigger defender of Man of Steel than me. And, to me, Superman, is my icon. I don't mind who's stronger or who's weaker. To me, at the end of the day, it is what it is. All right. Last comment question, and that is by Yostin Romero 21. Is Kale stronger than Broly? Honestly, I can't really answer that one. I can't answer that one again because, like I said, I don't watch much anime. But and I already read the Wasteland reviewer. All right, so that's gonna be the end for the comment questions. I did get a few DM questions, so let me go ahead and pull those up. I don't know if I'm going to show them on the screen. It depends how lazy I get when I'm editing this. Okay, so here's some questions I got. All right. What made you want to create a YouTube channel? It was more because I wanted my voice to be out there for movies and everything. And I just wanted to discuss movies because around me, a lot of people get annoyed when talking about movies. So I decided to make this YouTube channel. So yeah. Favorite romance movie? Okay, that's a tough one. I don't know what is my favorite romance movie. So there are movies like Jerry Maguire, 500 Days of Summer. There's a lot of good Titanic is out there. Man, I don't know honestly. Man, what is it? What? I don't honestly, I can't answer. I don't stop to think about that. I do like a lot of romance movies. They're really good, but I don't really know what I can say is my favorite out of the top of my head. Brokeback Mountain is another good one, but yeah. Is there any YouTubers you look up to? Oh yeah, I have a lot. There's High Top Films. There's Brown Table. There's Sean Chandler Talks About. There's a lot of great channels out there. Even my friends out there who do movie channels like Wasteland Reviewer, Detox with P Talks. There's a lot of great channels out there. But the main channel I support, the main channel I do watch, is John Campea, and John Campea to me is the best out of all of them. To me, John Campea is the best film talk YouTuber, and he's the YouTuber I keep up with the most. And, me personally, he just makes great content, and he is someone who did inspire me, because one thing I like about John Campea is he taught me the subjectivity of film, how film is really subjective. I remember I used to be like, oh, you like this movie, then you like bad movies. Oh, wait, you don't like this movie, then you don't like good movies. And now, from watching his videos, I realized the beauty of film is how different we all are with what we like. Some people like romance movies. Some people like comic book movies. Some people like comedic movies. Some people like sci-fi. Some people like different things. And I think that's something all of us need to understand, especially Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. But anyways, all right. So last two questions of today. What would you say to people wanting to make a YouTube channel? Go for it. What's stopping you? It's really easy to make a YouTube channel. If you're watching this, you probably have either a phone or a computer. For the most part, it's probably a phone, but it's easy. You grab the phone, this Star Wars case phone right here. You grab a phone, and you wait, hold up. Just got. All right, you get this phone, you go to Google, and you create a Gmail account, or if you already have a Gmail account, great. You create a YouTube channel. But the thing is, do it because you're having fun. Do it because you want to. Don't do it because you think you're gonna make a career out of it. Don't do it because you think you're gonna get famous out of it. Do it because it's fun. Do what you want. Do what makes you passionate. Maybe you like vlog YouTubers and you want to do vlogs. Do vlogs. Maybe you're a gamer and you want to do gaming YouTube channels. Well, make a gaming channel. Maybe you do clothing review. Then go do clothing reviews. Maybe you want to do hat reviews. You want to show people your hat collection. Well, go ahead and do that. Do anything you want to, as long as it's fun and it's really easy. I'll often get people saying, I want to make a YouTube channel, but I just don't know how to. You have a phone. You press the camera. You go to camera, and you just talk. You're like, hey, just discuss anything. And that's what I did, because all I wanted to do was talk about movies. I just want to discuss movies. I'm a big movie nerd, and even in my real life, I talk too much about movies. I'll often reference things, like maybe I'll reference the Rambo movies or the Rocky movies or Marvel movies, something like that. I'll recommend. I'll talk about those. And that's why I created this YouTube channel, so I can have this space where I can just discuss films and how fun it is. Now, I know I have this microphone. I know I have this MacBook where I record. But, that's just because I wanted to improve my content. Go watch my first few videos, and you'll see how terrible the quality is, how terrible it is. But at the end of the day, I was having fun, and all I did was I got the camera, and I pressed the record button, and I went ahead. So, all right, let me go into the final question of today. And the final question is, what made you fall in love with movies? And that one is a good final question for us here on today's show. And I'm going to say this. I don't have a specific movie that made me love movies. Like, I can't just say I watched this one movie and it made me want to watch every single movie out there. But there is one movie that clearly kind of showed me the true art of film. And that is Man of Steel. Man of Steel to me showed me the beauty of film. The amazing cinematic masterpiece that is Man of Steel. And to me, Man of Steel, I was 11 when it came out. I think, what year? 2013. So I was around 11. I remember renting it in a Redbox, watching it. And it was the first movie that really ever taught me how amazing cinema is. Now, Man of Steel is not in my top 10 favorite movies. It's not even in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. And it's probably not even my top 30. However, it was a film that taught me the beauty of cinema. It taught me the beauty of what it is to be a fan of movies. And it taught me the beauty of all of this, the why we're movie fans, why we love movies the way we do, why we're so big on movies the way we are. And Man of Steel kind of did that. Now, I am planning on making a whole entire video on that story, but that's just that kind of the quick rundown. And to me, that's just what I like about movies, the beauty of cinema, and that's what I like about it. And I still to this day, thank Man of Steel in a way to kind of be the gateway to this whole fanboyism I have of movies. I just love movies a lot, and that's why I created this channel. I have this massive movie collection. I have movie posters around my room. I know you guys can't see it, but you do see an Office thing right here. You do see a Friends shirt right here, and you see Dunder Mifflin hat. There's a lot of things around me, but you should see more in my room. Sorry for those listening to the podcast edition. You guys can't see everything around, but to those people watching on YouTube, here, Wonder Woman bucket right here. You can have a Pokeball right here. For those people listening to the podcast edition, here's a little sound of my Pokeball. All right. I also have this Batman thing. It's like a stand-in. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's this cool little Batman thing. Oh, wait, I think it's... No, wait. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a cool little stand-in I have here. And I have a lot of movie things. I have a lot of movies collected. I pay for HBO Max, Disney Plus, and I often watch other YouTubers who like movies too. And that, to me, it shows how great films are. And to me, films are a big part of my life. You'll be surprised by how much I think about it. Like, if you were to enter my mind and see what I think about, I think the whole day I'm just thinking about movies. Like, I don't know. And it's also when someone makes a movie reference, like maybe someone makes a famous line of Clint Eastwood, I'll recognize it, something like that. But I mean, that's just how I am with movies. And I would say Man of Steel is what taught me the beauty of film. So in a way, I guess you could say Man of Steel is what made me fall in love with movies. And yeah, that's the way I see it. It's not my favorite movie. A lot of other movies also taught me like that, things like that. Like, for example, when I recently began watching Star Wars, that original trilogy opened my eyes to what cinema can do. It doesn't have to be this cinematic masterpiece like The Godfather. It doesn't have to be this beautiful film like There Will Be Blood or something like that. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It's just there's all different kinds of movies, and it's the best part about being a movie fan, and that's why I like movies so much. It's everybody likes a movie out there. I don't think I've ever met a person who doesn't like at least one movie. I have a friend who massively hates movies, but yet I showed him some movies and he really liked them. There's quite a lot of movies, and to me, movies are the best thing. Shows, I do include shows in that kind of specific area. Although I will say this, I don't watch too many shows. I know from when I talk, it does sound like I am that I'm a big show fan. Like, I like Friends, I like Office, I like Battlestar Galactica, I like Star Trek, I like all these other shows. I know it makes it seem like I do. There isn't that many shows I watch, but movies is where it's at. But yeah, that really is gonna end off today's Q&A. I really want to thank you guys for helping me reach 100 subscribers. Please, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on notification bells. It really helps support the channel, and it would make me happy if you guys went ahead and did that. Follow me on Instagram, Isaac the Film Geek. When I do another Q&A, you guys out there will be given you guys will be able to answer those questions. Also, I have a SoundCloud podcast now. This Q&A will be going down in as a podcast too. The podcast I'll probably upload like maybe once a week because sometimes I get too busy, but that doesn't mean I will put more effort into them, because once a week, that means more effort into it all around. But this Q&A, in order to promote it, I'm kind of gonna put the Q&A podcast episode before I do a YouTube. So this Q&A actually took me a long time to do. It took me a while to be able to put out there, and it took me a long time to shoot. So I want to thank you guys for dropping all those questions out there. I want to thank all of you guys for supporting this channel, and please go to the link in my SoundCloud. They got this Q&A earlier than you guys did, because I kind of need to promote that little podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast edition, you're welcome, because I gave you guys an earlier access to the Q&A. And for those that are watching on YouTube, go ahead and follow my SoundCloud. I am working on putting this on Spotify and iTunes. Maybe by the time I upload this, maybe it'll be there too. However, I can't really tell you that for sure. But however, at the end of the day, we're all movie fans. We're all excited. We're excited to see the future potential of cinema. And to me, I'm just excited to see what happens next. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for being a part of today's video. And I really want to thank you guys for allowing me to talk to you guys today. Follow me on Instagram. And until next time, bye-bye.